honor and glory. I say Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. You know, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect. You know, that's scattered throughout the four corners of this earth. You know, pushing this truth out in faith and sincerity. All right, today me and this brother, all right, from the great millstone Houston camp. All right, we want to get into a quick lesson on how, basically, you know, Esau and these other nations, they know who we are. All right, they know that we are the chosen people of the Most High. All right, when I say we, I'm talking about the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans. All right, you are the people in the Bible, the chosen people of the Most High. All right, the people that was in Egypt in captivity, you know, that was led through the Red Sea, all right, by Moses, all right, which really was the Gulf of Suez, but, you know, but you was that people, all right, that's written in the scriptures. The Bible is for you, all right, and Esau and these other nations, all right, Esau being a so-called white man, all right, and the rest of the heathen, all right, they all know who we are, and that's why they basically are, like the scripture said, we finna get in Psalms the 83rd chapter. They all in agreement, all right, with keeping us, you know, in a low condition, all right, and they put out certain things, you know, basically to keep us in this zombified state, if you could say, all right.
So if I can add real quick, because when you think about it, the brother just made the point. They know we are the nation of Israel, and they know that the nation of Israel, when they break the laws of their power, you see, then our power will allow our enemies to overcome us. So that's where they try their hardest now, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, with these other nations being confederate with one another to try to get us to go off. Why you think Esau run everything, but in every hood where the Israelites saw, you have Arabian, got their stores there. You know, you got Moab, the Chinese, with their hair salons and hair shops. You see? Continually feeding our people poison, man, because they're all in on it. Because they know as we are separated from our power, then they know they can rule over us, man. You see?
Yeah, so you starting the song.
This is Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head." It says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, right, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
So they said they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. All right, because Esau, he's a crafty man. All right, that's why if you go in Genesis, all right, he was that serpent. You know, it says more subtle than any beast of the field. All right, so this dude, you know, he a crafty devil. All right, so he, like I said, he put out certain little things, certain vibrations to keep us basically far away from even trying to, you know, remember remember our heritage. All right, he trying to keep us far away from that, have us still believing that we're African Americans. All right, anything to the best of his ability. All right, whether it's like they have certain Bible movies, everybody white. All right, they say, oh, Jesus, the image of Jesus Christ, all right, so-called white man, the Messiah is white, God is white. All right, so if you see that, you're going to be thinking like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with this. That's why most of our people, they don't even want to read the Bible. They're like, oh, that's a white man's book, not knowing that that's for them. That's crafty counsel, all right? Because we supposed to be in them scriptures. We supposed to be reading them scriptures because that's for us, all right? The Bible, everything is in this book was written for us. All right, like it says, Romans 15:4. All right.
And it also says right here, and consulted against thy hidden ones, man. Nobody know we the Israelites. You see, hey, that's why it says the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What's some more of that crafty counsel? The whole black culture in itself. Rap music. You see? That's the way to get our people going off. Gang banging movies. Why every movie about a so-called black person got to be boys in the hood? You know, get rich or die trying. Then when it is something that's supposed to be positive, is Black Panthers, African, you know? So all these things, eating shrimp, pork, all these things are crafty counsel, man. And it says they have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause yeah, the top people that's in rulership of this place, all right, the chief ones of the earth, you know, like you got the Rothschilds and this and that, and whoever they basically they associate with these other nations, they all know who we are. Right. We're just the lower people, right, in society that don't know that we are the Israelites. Right? these low level Edomites, you know, these other nations, they don't know.
Right.
All right. But the ones that have power, all right, that's on a level in this place in this world, they know. All right.
What we were saying before the video, in order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. You see? Now, who run the world? Of course, the rulers of the world, they know the history of the world. Just us, well, not us, but let's say Americans, evil people over there in the East, they know what's up. Yeah. It's just Americans. We was raised off American culture, the so-called white man history. Like you say, his story. We was raised off his history. We was taught what he wanted us to know in his school system, man. You see? Yeah. So, of course, he ain't gonna teach us, you know? But in order for them to keep you blind, they have to know what not to teach you, man. And like the brother just made the great point, man. The elites know, you know, and that's who this war really against. The elites against the elites of Israel. The elect against the elites, man. Yeah. You know.
I just had a quote from it said the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser. All right, you can look it up. It says when he was asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated that Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here black,
right,
but came back white.
Right.
Saying that's what, basically adding on to what you just said. They know, I already know over there, bro. Right? They know that them people don't fit nothing. They don't belong over there. All right, they're some damn devils. And I'm talking about the Amalekites, all right, which is mentioned in Psalms the 83rd chapter, all right, which are the Edomites.
It's like
you got it.
It says they have Psalms 83:3. They have taken. Now we read about the enemies, man. It says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance."
Right. It says so. Let us come together and cut them off from being a nation. Right. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, and that did happen. All right, because we recently the Most High put the spirit on Albert Bivens, you know, from the late 60s to the 70s, and then that's when we started, you know. It might have been a little time before that, but you know, during this time we just started waking up. All right, recently. All right, we didn't know beforehand, you know. And I can speak for myself. I only found out like about 3 or 4 years ago. All right, so we didn't know. All right, so Israel, our name has been, how it's worded?
It says, they have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance."
Right, and it has happened because before we woke up to the truth, we were calling ourselves African American, you know, whatever identity that Esau then categorized us in. All right,
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, all of that. So we wasn't calling ourselves by our tribe names, or what tribe we was from, you know.
Quick precept to back the brother up. This is 2nd Ezra 2 and 6. That thou bring them to confusion and their mother to a spoil, that there be no offspring of them. Talking about the Israelites, that's the point. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenants. And those names are, instead of saying we the tribe of Judah, now they say niggas. We the tribe of Reuben, you know. Now we say what? Seminole Indians. We the tribe of Levi, now we say what? Haitians, man. So our holy names are put out of the earth. Why? Because we despise the Most High covenant. And going back to the whole point of the lesson, the nations know that, man. So that's why it's their point to keep us going off, you know, so that we can't come back to our power, man. It's like it, bro.
Good.
This is Psalms 83:4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation." And like it says, discontinue from our heritage in Jeremiah. It says that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, clearly telling you they know they have the nation of Israel in captivity. They know they are over the nation of Israel. Not just any nation, it's the nation of Israel, man. It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes."
It said Edom, or so-called white man, the
Ishmaelites.
The Arabs. The Ishmaelites are the Arabs.
It says of Moab,
right,
and the Hagarenes
Moab is the Chinese, all right, so-called Chinese today.
Gabal and Ammon.
Ammon is the Japanese.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, that's the people over there in the land that's so-called saying that they the Jews, all right, Jewish, right? But they don't fit no prophecies of the Bible, all right. So they already know what's up. They know that they don't fit those prophecies, all right. That's why they try to make up their own book. I mean, I forgot the
13th tribe.
No, that's they follow something else.
Oh, the Talmud.
Yeah, the Talmud, the water. Yeah, they got the Talmud. All right. They know that they not the people, all right, but they just want to keep pushing those lies out there. Just like the brother said, they just in order to tell a lie, you gotta know the truth. All right.
It says, the Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre are sure also join with them. They have hope in the children of Lot.
Yeah, that really was it. So we can Revelation 11 and 8.
Okay. This is Revelation 11 and 8, and this the precept off the point of they took our names out of the earth, man. They came together that the name of Israel be no more remembrance. Now that we are here in this day, our people not remembering themselves. You see, this precept go right into it. It's Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, Proverbs 21:16.
Okay.
It said, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city." All right, it's not actually talking about being like physically dead, or actual dead body, lifeless, right? It's talking about spiritual dead, spiritually dead, all right? Because our people don't know who they are as a people, all right? They don't know their power, all right? They don't know the truth, you know. So they're blind, all right? So it's basically like they're dead. It ain't no life in them spiritually, all right? Because having this knowledge in you is what quickens us, all right? Which the word quicken means to make alive, all right? So this word done that for us. So you get Proverbs. You got it?
Yeah. It's Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right. So if you don't have this understanding, all right, like you a Hebrew Israelite, you from this tribe, from that tribe, salvation is only for us, you know. You really dead. All right, you a heathen in the mind.
Right.
You know. That's what that's talking about, those dead bodies. You can continue.
It's back in Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. And that great city is talking about America, which is in the Bible, Babylon the Great. It says, shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations.
Salakia. I just want to make that point about it. It says spiritually Sodom and Egypt, all right, because you got all this homosexuality here and stuff like that. The same thing that was going on in Sodom, all right, basically the same thing going on in here, but like on an elevated level.
Right.
All right, and it said Egypt because that's where we was in captivity at. All right, so this is our, this is the new Egypt. All right, like I said, Deuteronomy 28 shall bring us to Egypt again. All right, I just wanted to speak on that.
And you know what's crazy too? We serve captivity in Egypt, you know what I mean? This the captivity that our people, we don't know who we are. Plainly though. Yeah. We still, when we was in Babylon, we knew it was the Israelites. The other nation was calling us Jews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Assyrians, they knew they had the Israelites in captivity. You see? Every captivity went in, we knew who we was, we knew who our power was, we knew the law, statutes, commandments. This the only captivity, we really got everything stripped from us.
That's why it's the worst captivity.
Worst captivity, you know? But this the thing, the nations knew when they had the Israelites in captivity back then, and we knew we was the Israelites. The only difference today, the nations know they got the Israelites in captivity. Our people just don't know they're the Israelites today. You see?
It was crazy because like when we knew who was in captivity, like we had a chance of basically praying to the Most High, Him coming to deliver us.
Man.
And now we just getting that back. That's why it's finna go into in this chapter that those nations go stand in fear.
Yeah, that's a spirit. I'm gonna start at 8 again. This Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Yeah, it says not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, right? But it said that the spirit of life entered into them after.
That's next. It says,
so what you just said?
I'm gonna read it again. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, and this is talking about those same nations in Psalms 83 who conspired against the Israelites together. Those same nations, man. It says, shall see their dead bodies, talking about the Israelites spiritually dead, 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in the graves. Telling you what, they not gonna bury their lives, man. Right. They not gonna say, hey, you know you're Israelite, right? You ain't no nigga. You ain't so-called black man. You ain't Puerto Rican. Right. No, they ain't gonna tell us the truth. Yeah, you know the God of heaven and earth. You know that's your power. Hey, his name Yahweh too. They ain't gonna say that, man.
Right. If anything, they further in the lies, right? Because they'll push you to basically go get a DNA test or whatever, and our people they look at Esau as a god. This man got all this wisdom and this and that, so he got to be telling the truth. Right, and they go get the DNA test. Oh, you African. All right, you
right.
Go back to Nigeria or something like that. Cause they want to tell you. They when you take that DNA test, it ain't gonna find. Oh, you Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of from Judah.
Bro, that's crazy. Salakia, go ahead.
You got it.
But think about it. When you take a DNA test, they have almost every place in Africa. You 5% this, 10% that, 15% Congo. Why is none of the tribes of Israel on there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They don't even want to associate ourselves with that, man. Look at Vocab Malone, for example. Hey, he losing sleep because we coming back to our power, man. These nations losing sleep, man. You know? Can I grab this real quick?
Yeah.
Precept. This is the precept of they ain't go bury their lives. They go continue to forward the lives, man. Because this is what they waiting on. They know if we under, they on top. This is Lamentations 2:15. And all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Zion, saying, is this the city that men call perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Right, looking at us, seeing us in the hood, niggas with their pants sagging, nigga woman, weave, clothes all off our ass, saying like, man, this the most high chosen people. You know, shaking their head like, damn, look at the state they in. But it goes on to say, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. This is what they've been waiting on, man. When King David was ruling, King Solomon, we had them under our feet. They've been waiting to get the Israelites under their feet, man.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna go into that furthermore in Revelation 11.
Con. You know, so this is what they've been waiting on. So of course they ain't gonna tell us the truth. Of course they gonna keep the lies going. Would you tell, if you was a slave master, would you tell your slave, hey, you know, really, you supposed to be ruling over me. The God of heaven and earth, your God, he really hate me. No, you ain't gonna tell him that, man, because that's gonna give him certain type of power, you know, a hope. And they don't want that from our people, man. It says, go back to Revelation 11, it says, the Lord have done that which he have devised. He have fulfilled his word that he commanded in the days of old, which is what, that Deuteronomy 28:15. If thou wert not hearken to keep all these words, then all these curses will come upon us. And that happened. You see? It says, he have thrown down and have not pity. He have caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He have set up the horn of thine adversaries, man. And they rejoicing over us. And back in Revelation 11:8 is going to say that. Revelation 11:10. And they that dwell upon the earth, talking about these nations, shall rejoice over them. You see? And make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. So these nations, when we went down, all right, they celebrated, right? Just because, like this brother just said, you know, when we was in rulership, King David, King Solomon, we had shit in subjection. All right, they couldn't do nothing, all right, without us wanting them to do it.
Right.
You know. Because King David, man, you read about the story of King David was going around killing shit.
Just a bad man, boy.
Taking king's crown, putting them on his head, you know, leaping over walls. Man, come on, bro. Hey, we wasn't somebody that you really wanted to go to war with. all right, when we had the Most High on our side, right, you wouldn't want to fuck with us, all right. So they was happy because look, hey, you know, they ain't in rulership no more. We ain't gotta be subject to them no more. If they feel like they free, all right. So
it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, say, because they said they tormented them, so we was on their ass.
Yep.
All right, foot on their neck.
It says, and after 3 days and a half.
Talking about from 1619 to the late 1960s, 1970. All right.
It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And I believe that 3 days and a half was like, it's 350 years, right? And then it said that the spirit of life entered into them, right? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Because you read the book of John 6:63, says, these words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, they are life, right? So we got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We start remembering who we were, or who we are, all right, as the people, all right? And it says that they stood in great fear. Why? Because it says, if you go up, it says they suffer not our bodies to be put in graves. All right, so they not the ones that told us this. All right, they didn't reveal anything to us. They furthered the lies, but still, yeah, look, we still woke up. All right, so that's just like you see a dead body, bro. You like, ah, man, fuck that, man. I ain't finna, you ain't gonna bury him. But then you walk around, you see this man walk around one day. You gonna be like, what the fuck?
Then he come up to you, be like, so why you ain't tell me this? So
yeah, bro, you gonna be like, man, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
All right, telling you it's only the Most High. But like, if we wasn't those people, all right, if we not the true Israelites, what they in fear for?
Right.
Why they scared?
Right.
Because they know that they've been pushing out lies and we exposing their ass. Right.
And they see the prophets on the highways and hedges, and they know history. It's just, man, niggas and Edomites and low-level people in America who don't know what's going on. Every time the prophets came on the scene, they prophesied about a kingdom to fall or something to happen. That's what we doing. So we prophesying about the Edomites' kingdom falling, and we rising, man. And they understand that. That's why fear is falling upon them, because they seeing it. Think about it. They put millions upon millions, billions of dollars to keep us asleep, to keep us in that dead state. And out of nowhere, like the brother just said, we rising back up. We know who we are without their help. Come on, man. It's from a higher power, man.
And you said they put money into it. Like when you, in order to be somebody in society, they get you to do some wicked, abominable things. All right, that's you making a contract with them. All right, basically say you're selling your soul. All right, so you gotta do all type of things, I guarantee you that are against the laws.
Right.
Right, so they further push you away from the Most High. You want this glory right here. That's that crafty counsel. You want to shine here. You want to be somebody, because we know you in hell.
Right.
Because we got the curses on us. So we know you in hell. We know you in poverty. All right, because we made you like that. So you want to get up out of that. You want a little taste of that glory. Go ahead and do this real quick. Go ahead and get popped.
Right. Right.
Sacrifice some, like, bro.
And how we know that Yahweh Shai. Look what Satan said. If you want this, you gotta bow down and worship me. So in this world, if you want something, you want to prosper, you gotta bow down and worship Satan, man. Which is in this world the spirit, physical counterpart of Satan, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, man. You gotta do what he want in order to further your life. And
you see how they always gotta put Jake in the dresses.
Right.
Yeah, they already know, bro.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
They humiliating us.
Man, matter of fact, we ended up in that Judith.
Judas?
All right. This is now this proved the point we ended off on this, that these nations know that when we separated from our power, not following laws, they can do what they want to us, man. But when we on one accord with our power, all games, all bets are off. You see? And that's why that fear falling upon them. Because they understand, man. They understand what times we in. But this is Judah. Now, if you read it, we ain't gonna read the whole thing. In Judah 5 in the Apocrypha, it's going into the history of the Israelites. Now, I'm gonna just go to the point, starting from Egypt. It says, this Judah 5 and 11. Therefore, the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low. with laboring in brick and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their power, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, and so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. And the Most High dried the Red Sea before them, and brought them to the Mount Sinai, and caves born, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. It says, verse 16, and they cast forth before them the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Shechemites, and all the Girgashites, and dwelt in the countries many days. That's the point. And while they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High Yahweh that hated iniquity was with them. So they understand that, man, when we follow Allah's commandments, the Most High Yahweh gonna be with us. And it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Verse 20, it says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Now you see why these nations doing their best they can to keep us in the graves. You see? Keep us in that dead state. Keep us calling ourselves niggas, eating pork, rap music. You see? Because they don't want us to come back to our power, because they know that's going to be their ass, man. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord Yahweh defend them and their power before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And that's why in Revelation 11 that fear is falling upon them, because they see the elected nation of Israel start with the prophets coming back to our power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know?
Man, we can just get that Jeremiah 8 real quick.
Con. Which one?
8 and 1.
Con. This is Jeremiah 8 and 1. It says, at that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out of the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves.
Right, so Esau, he has the money and the technology to go search things out on the earth. All right, Scripture say dog watches and Daniel, so they dig up these bones. All right, they can tell from the skeletal structure, all right, the DNA and all that. They know that that's us. All right, so that's just another point proving that, you know, Esau already know who the people of the Most High is. All right, because he got all the records, he got everything. All right, because like if the scriptures say, oh, like what it says about the Noah's Ark landed in Mount Robert, I think that's how you say it. Ararat. Yeah. He will go. He will. Okay. Esau take his ass over there to go see if it is true or not.
Oh, that's a tourist spot now.
Yeah. Esau, he'll pay all type of money digging up things. You know, he finding it. All right. He not gonna show it to the public. He not gonna reveal. Okay, these skeletal bones resemble the Negroes,
right,
the Latinos, and everything. He not gonna say that.
Come on, man.
All right, but he knows. All right.
Once again, think about it, bro. Would you tell your slave that your slave is better than you, as you their slave master?
If you say that, bro, all that people gonna start rising up.
That's what man, come on, man.
Yeah, that's really it right there, bro.
Kind of shit.
Alright, so with that, we hope the lesson went too long, you know. If it was too long, Salakia. Alright. So with that, you know, we give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakad. You know, double honors to the Apostle Elders of the Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth, the faith, and sincerity. I will help you brothers was edified. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.